This is no offense to anyone. I am not an animal person. I don't do animals. I don't understand.
Because of their germs.
They're germs.
Robyn casually drops the bomb. She doesn't like animals in Season 6, Episode 13. And that's it. Case closed, apparently. No further discussion needed. Also, let's not forget, she's not exactly a people person either. So fast forward to Season 14, when Kody makes that snide little comment about how getting a pet, Christine getting Gwen a puppy, to be exact, caused a rift in the marriage. Right, because suddenly pets are a deal breaker. Funny how he never had a problem with dogs before Robyn came along. Oh, and Robyn claims to be an empath. Sure. Now look, not everyone's an animal lover, and that's totally fine. But the way she kicked Meri's dog, there's no justifying that. That's not being an animal person, that's just being cruel. Honestly, she's way too anxious and self-absorbed to care for a pet anyway. Even with a nanny and a house full of adult children, she can't manage her two youngest for a few days without Kody there to hold her hand. Can you imagine the meltdown if she had to take care of a pet on top of that? If she had some traumatic animal experience, sure, that might explain things. And yeah, lots of people just don't vibe with animals. But with Robyn, it tracks. It really tracks. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. David pulls Kody aside, eyebrows raised. Dude, this is insane. Is Kody really that out of touch with reality? He seriously thinks David is going to come crawling back and say, "You were right about her," like that's ever going to happen. The man is delusional. Kody's obsession with being right is pathological at this point. Just because you didn't love her doesn't mean she's unlovable. What kind of twisted logic is that? You tear this woman down every chance you get, and yet somehow Christine still manages to smile through it all. Honestly, hats off to her, she never lost that spark, despite him constantly trying to snuff it out. And let's talk about the projection. The very things he accuses his ex-wives of doing? Yeah, those are the things he's guilty of. But the delusion is so thick, it's crushing him. There's something genuinely off upstairs. The kicker? Kody keeps saying that if Christine were truly happy and in love, she'd stop talking bad about him. Meanwhile, he claims to be blissfully in love with Robyn, and yet he can't stop trashing Christine. Make it make sense. Honestly, spending all his time with Robyn has probably made him realize she's not quite the catch he imagined. And now he's scrambling. You can tell he desperately wants David's approval. The problem? He has zero clue how to relate to other men. So instead of, I don't know, acting normal, he fixates on bashing Christine, like that's going to somehow win David over. Newsflash, it's doing the exact opposite. And the weirdest part? He talks about all of this with this gleeful, almost triumphant tone, like it actually happened the way he's describing. There's something seriously not right there. The most maddening moment during the Talkback special? Robyn earnestly asking Kody if he wants to be an involved dad, and then acting like she just dropped some earth-shattering truth when he said yes. Groundbreaking stuff, Robyn. Let's be real, Kody wants to be an involved dad, but only on his own terms. He still hasn't figured out that being a parent to adult children means meeting them where they are, not where he's comfortable. Wanting to be involved and actually trying to be involved are two very different things. Newsflash, he's clearly missed. He's not interested in doing the actual work, he just wants the title. And, unsurprisingly, the only kids he's truly interested in being involved with are Robyn's. Shocking, I know. Watching Kody and Robyn is like watching a live-action cautionary tale about the patriarchy. Robyn fake worships the ground Kody walks on, probably because that's how she gets his attention and affection. Kody laps it up, bloats with ego, and then uses that confidence boost to spew out nonsense with zero self-awareness. It's like a two-person echo chamber of delusion, where neither one is calling out the other's ridiculousness. Smug doesn't even begin to cover it. And then there's Kody casually calling his kids jerks and saying he'd like to punch them in the face if they talk about Robyn. Yeah, nothing says involved dad like violent hypotheticals directed at your own children. The cherry on top? When he said he didn't have access to Christine's kids anymore. Sir, the only child still living at home is Truly, and Christine has bent over backward to make sure you stay connected with her. The others are grown adults. How exactly is Christine keeping them from you when they don't even live with her anymore? The mental gymnastics are Olympic level at this point. Robyn leaving the talk back? Classic. Nothing screams authentic like storming off dramatically. Honestly, she gets funnier by the episode. At this point, I'm more convinced than ever that she played a major role in tearing that family apart. And can we talk about how she keeps saying our family like it still exists? Ma'am, you spent years making sure you and your kids were separate from everyone else. You build your own little kingdom and then act confused when no one's buying the whole one big happy family act. But that's the thing about villains. They rarely see themselves as the bad guy. Her iPad meltdown, comedy gold, smacking the screen like it personally betrayed her. Very high drama, very on brand. Then there's that moment where she says she'll go before God with a clear conscience. Sure, January you and Kody decimated a family, left emotional shrapnel in your wake, traumatized a bunch of kids, and somehow it was all for love. Or was it lust? Either way, miss me with the martyr complex. Honestly, it reminded me of that dramatic scene with her daughter melting down in a living room and needing Kody to carry her out. Now, that was a teenager, understandable, but Robyn, grown adult. These emotional meltdowns every time she's confronted. That's not grief, that's avoidance. Is she like this when it's just her, Kody, and the kids? Or is this her go-to strategy for dodging accountability? Let's not forget the early signs. Remember her grinning during Christine's "I picked the dress" meltdown, smiling through the nacho and weight comments during the interview, and don't even get me started on her sneaking kisses with Kojak, aka Kody, behind closed doors on his way to Truly's birth. The audacity. The final nail in the coffin? When it came out that Kody was basically hiding out at Robyn's house while she pretended not to know where he was. That wasn't cluelessness, that was calculated. She didn't just passively benefit from the split, she engineered it. At this point, I wouldn't be shocked if she had a hand in Meri getting catfished too. Faux show. Kody and I did nothing wrong. That's what Robyn said during the look-back segment about the infamous wedding dress fiasco. Not even a hint of acknowledgement that maybe, just maybe, she could understand why the OG3, Meri, Janelle, and Christine, felt hurt. No self-awareness, no reflection, just a big ol' nothing. According to Robyn, if the OG3 were upset, well, that's on them. Their feelings? Their problem. Because in her mind, she and Kody were blameless, flawless, victims even. And yet, Robyn admitted she told Kody not to tell the others about the dress shopping. Now, why would someone who did nothing wrong feel the need to keep secrets? Oh right, because they both knew it would hurt the other wives. They just didn't care. That's the real story. Robyn didn't think it was wrong because the outcome, getting Kody's undivided attention, was worth it to her. Let's be real. Robyn was always the villain in this sister-wife saga. The dress shopping wasn't about including the OG3. It was about outshining them. She wanted to be the center of attention. Period. And the cherry on top, an 11-day honeymoon funded by the family, while Christine stayed home with a newborn. Selfless, right? Robyn and Kody will never admit the betrayal they orchestrated. They'll never acknowledge the trust they shattered. Why would they? Accountability has never been part of their vocabulary. And now Kody's out here still whining about Christine overreacting. The irony? he's not even married to any of them anymore, except Robyn. So really, thanks Christine. You made the clean break the rest were too exhausted to make. But here's the kicker. Robyn might not be clinging to Kody for much longer. The sparkle's fading. Once upon a time, he was a prize, because 3 other women wanted him. Now, they've all handed him over, receipts and all. Even Meri finally got the memo. And when no one else wants your prize, well, maybe he was never a prize to begin with. Honestly, Christine should send Robyn a cart with a slice of cake and some confetti that reads, "Congrats, Kody and I just got divorced in the eyes of God," with a cartoon of God blushing and covering his eyes. Cheers to fresh starts and freedom. Did anyone else catch how all 3 of the OG wives basically united in agreement that when Kody gets sick, he acts like he's on his deathbed? They didn't even hesitate, just straight up called him ridiculous over the tiniest sniffle. Then, like clockwork, Kody turns to Robyn, fishing for backup, and asks if that's her experience. Cue the awkward pause. You could see on her face that she 100% agreed with them. But of course, in true Robyn fashion, she slipped into supportive wife mode and said no, that wasn't her experience at all. In fact, she claimed he was taking care of the kids while they were both sick. Sure, I'm calling complete and total bull. Anyone else? And let's not pretend Robyn is any different when she's under the weather. Need I remind you of her dramatic self-filmed ER visit? You know, the one where the doctor literally told her to go home and rest. Oscar-worthy stuff. I'm honestly confused. And not Robyn confused, where she's just pretending for sympathy. I mean, genuinely confused. First, Kody says he was basically in the fetal position, seconds from meeting his maker. Then Robyn jumps in and says he was running all over the house, never resting, taking care of the kids because she was supposedly at death's door. Then, plot twist, she switches it up again and says Kody was actually beside himself with how sick he was. So, which is it? Was he dying, playing nurse, or both at the same time? Kody logicked him at its finest. Oh, and let's not forget his latest emotional backflip. He once said he never loved Christine and that marrying someone you don't love was his big mistake. But now, he's out here whining that it's so hard when someone you love divorces you. Make it make sense. This man does more flips than Simone Biles. Also, did anyone else catch how Robyn had to physically swallow a laugh before transforming into Kody's #1 fan? She knows exactly what a drama king he is but couldn't bear to let the other wives be right about him. Classic. Rewatching the scene where Christine tells Truly about the divorce, I'm honestly blown away, not just by Christine, but by Truly. That kid's emotional intelligence is off the charts. She calmly, confidently tells Christine exactly how she feels, no sugarcoating. She didn't appreciate being the last to know, and it hurt her. And instead of getting defensive or brushing it off, Christine just listens. She validates Truly's feelings, owns her own struggle with the situation, and the two of them actually communicate like real people. Imagine that. The contrast between that and literally any conversation Kody has with his kids is jarring. The second one of them brings up being hurt or upset, he flips the switch, instantly angry, instantly defensive, conversation over. Emotional shutdown mode activated. And don't even get me started on the scene with Meri and Kody talking about their divorce in front of Robyn. I mean, chef's kiss for the unintentional comedy. Robyn could genuinely take a few lessons in emotional maturity from Truly. Yes, a child. The way the kids naturally gravitate toward Christine and Janelle and feel safe opening up to them says it all. They were the emotional safe zones in that family. Christine really is phenomenal with kids. She lets them be completely themselves, never talks down to them, and treats their emotions with respect. She gets it, and it shows. Why you mad, Robyn? So I was watching the sister wives look back, and they're diving into the whole Vegas era, specifically Kody's constant sleepovers at Robyn's house. Robyn, of course, claims he wasn't staying there that much. But Christine calls that out immediately, saying not only was he there all the time, but they even discussed it in therapy. Therapy, Robyn. So why the dramatic shock now that the family fell apart? Y'all were literally unpacking this in front of professionals. It's just more of the let's pretend everything was fine routine. Like we didn't all watch Robyn and Kody pick out her wedding dress, throw a massive reception, and trot off on a 10-day honeymoon. All before she was officially a wife, she was already demanding equal time. So yeah, she got what she wanted. Or maybe she thought she wanted it. Because Kody? He's an angry narcissist with a Jesus complex, and that doesn't magically go away. Sure, Robyn was the shiny new toy for a while, but spoiler alert. Narcissism always wins. Enjoy, girl, and let's not forget, Kody already told us she made him an office at her house, so he was just working there. Yeah, right. That's why they got him a laptop, to make it look like he was working from all the wives' houses. But he hated the laptop because it exposed the fact that he was basically living at Robyn's. Christine even said Robyn would lie about not knowing where Kody was when he was parked right there at her house. The whole thing is like middle-aged Romeo and Juliet, but without the charm or the intelligence. And now Robyn's pretending she was blindsided. Come on, she told Meri on camera, mind you, that Christine had been talking about leaving since Vegas. But poof, that narrative disappeared, and suddenly she's all, how could this happen? Pick a story, Robyn, because this is all on TV. We've got receipts. People keep saying Robyn and Kody are just mad because the wives' money isn't flowing their way anymore, and sure, that might be part of it. But what really knocked them sideways? Christine left and took Janelle, the kids, and half the fan base with her. That was not in their script. They thought the rest would crumble and slink off in shame, because that's how it usually goes in their culture. Instead, the ex-wives are thriving, and Robyn and Kody are stuck playing house in their self-made echo chamber. Oh, and let's not forget the cherry on top, they're embarrassed. Not because they did something wrong, but because it's all out there now. The bad behavior they assumed would stay behind closed doors, it's public, they're being judged, and they don't like it. So now it's tantrums and finger-pointing and Robyn's eternal confusion. But girl, we've seen the footage. You knew, you just didn't think anyone else would. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.